You are listening to the Gate 7 International Podcast, a podcast connecting Olympiakos fans from Melbourne to Baltimore, from London to Piraeus. We are four Olympiakos fans from every corner of the world, bringing you news and interviews of the team you love in English. With new episodes twice a week, you'll never lose the latest updates and stories of the team you love. This is our team, our city, and our land. Man oniro trello. You're listening to the Gate 7 International Podcast.
Kaispera, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Gate 7 International, your number one English source for all things Olympiakos FC and Greek football. My name is Peter. I'm here with my co-hosts Lambro and Ari. We've just finished watching Olympiakos play Panathinaikos, the derby of eternal enemies, in the wonderful and beautiful Leoforos Stadium. A disgusting game of football on both sides. Really just horrible stuff today. A 0-0 draw. Olympiakos failed to register a shot on target against a team that recently conceded 3 goals in one game to Volos. And just countless fouls, countless misplayed passes. Everything was really bad today, guys. Chat, we want to hear what you have to say about the game as well. What did you think? What are you mad about? What do you want to see change? We all have some opinions. I know Lambro is ready, chomping at the bit to call some people out, and we'll get into that at some point today because this was absolutely horrible. We already see George Kefalas. This team is sick, and I laugh at fanatics who believe we have a chance against Atalanta. Yeah, the Atalanta is going to be a rough one. Maybe I don't have much to say about that. They're going to pack it in on us. They're going to score 3 or 4 goals, and we're going to have trouble scoring anything against them. Yeah, we've got a bunch of comments rolling in, guys. A lot of frustration. We feel you. We absolutely feel you. I'm assuming this is not actually Kevin Morales, but that's what the name says here.
Well, it's inverted a little bit. It's Miralas.
Oh, it's Miralas. Okay, fair enough. Well, they say, hello, guys. I think Pedro has offered his maximum in the club, but he has no fucking ideas anymore. This football is fucking terrible. I think this summer going to be long. Lambro, is this your burner account over here? No, should we get into the hard truths from Lambro Sirmos, the tough love? Let's hear it.
Yeah, I think it's time. I'm not going to say it tonight, but because we saw what happened last time we fired a coach when we were leading the league, I think, but I don't think the league lead is safe, to be honest with you. I really don't think it is. Adi, honestly, can I ask you a favor on Y-Scout? This may be in a tweet. When was the last time in Greece Olympiakos didn't have a single shot on goal or a single corner kick? Has that ever happened?
I don't think
in Greece, not in Europe.
Didn't we get a corner, or am I making that up?
No, we didn't get a corner. We didn't get a single corner.
We didn't get a corner. No single corner, no shot on target. I don't think, even against Manchester City, I think we had a corner and a shot or two.
Well, against Manchester City, we had Fortunis at the end. Didn't he come down and have that one shot? Was that on target or was it off?
No, he played a false 9 the whole game. Yeah.
He was good. Look, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, we'll get into it. There's a lot of things that were bad today. And I saw a couple of comments, people saying like they were, a lot of people blaming Martin. Some said they honestly can't blame the players. I'm sorry, I can blame the players. Half of them couldn't even trap the ball today. We had people launching passes to the middle of nowhere. Oleg, I don't even know what the hell that was. He had that one ball that went right to his feet and he just like whiffed it. Manola is playing balls to nobody. Marika Mara is too afraid to play the ball forward. You can blame the players. When the coach instills a game plan, and if the players are acting the game plan competently and it doesn't work, yeah, absolutely, you blame the coach. But when the players can't even stop the ball or play the ball, they get some of the blame too. I'm sorry.
Well,
everybody has blame.
So I agree with you, Adi. It's not, the blame is not rested solely on one person. And I'm just going to get this out of the way early, and then we can get into some more comments in the chat here. But like, I don't know. I'm watching this game, and to me, it's just so disrespectful from the Olympiakos players to play like this. And it just, I mean, when you think about Olympiakos, Panathinaikos, you think about one of the greatest rivalries in all of sports, period. You think about so many big moments. Obviously, it's a bit different right now with coronavirus limiting the capacity of fans in the stadiums. But this is Olympiakos and Panathinaikos. Like, neutral fans come to watch these games who don't even care about the teams. They come for the atmosphere. They come because it's so unique and special. And to think that fixture, what used to be such a great fixture that people would mark on their calendars and look forward to think that has turned into the football that I watched today. Holy hell. My eyes were bleeding, and we've said it all season long. The eyes are bleeding watching Olympiakos play, but you would at least hope that in this game, coming into Leoforos, wanting the result, wanting to prove that we've gotten better, you would think that any player on the pitch, just one player on the pitch, would do anything right the entire game. Like, it was absolutely disgusting and disrespectful to Greek football, disrespectful to this club, and disrespectful to this rivalry. Because honestly, with every great rivalry, there is fundamentally a appreciation between the two teams, Olympiakos and Panathinaikos. As much as they hate each other, as much as we hate each other, there's appreciation. But today, I saw a bunch of shit footballers in red play against a bunch of shit footballers in green and fucking draw 0-0 and foul each other for 90 minutes. Yorgos Masouras, what happened to you, Malaka? You can't fucking do anything right anymore. Oleg, what happened? Lala, what happened? Manolas, I'm going to give a pass because it's his first full game, and I think I could easily tell he was not communicating well with the players. Hopefully that improves. Vaclik was fine. I can't, like, the goalkeeper is always hard to criticize in these games. We didn't concede. Tiquinho, who is this guy? Like move, do something, pass the ball, hold the ball up once. There's nothing. Amadi, what happened to you? Even Mvila had some moments, but wasn't great today. Every player on the pitch you can criticize, every single one. Even the players that came on in the end put in a little bit more effort, but still were just simply not good enough. We couldn't string 5 passes together. So I understand that Martins, we've been upset with the football, and Martins definitely deserves some of the blame. But I understand this is not a European defeat. This is not a 3-0 loss in Europe, and maybe it won't be received the same way by the press or by the board. But this is a moment for me when Marinakis needs to come in and express his discontent with the team. Because for me, this is utterly unacceptable. And for me, there needs to be consequences, not even for the result, but just for the way the players played, and showing to me that they don't give a shit about this rivalry and they don't care about these games. And if they keep playing like this, it's going to be a 4-0, 5-0 in Bergamo. So hopefully that's gonna make these players happy. Hopefully that's what they want.
Lambro, I have an answer for your question.
Go.
The last time Olympiakos went without a shot on target and a single corner, was in the second game we played against Manchester City, when we pretty much just parked the bus all game. We had
that was
no
the game
corner.
when Vrusai dribbled by people at the end.
We had 2 shots. They were off target.
But like in Greece,
how many shots did we have today, Adi?
We had 1 shot off target. It was Ronnie Lopez skied a shot from like 40 yards out.
I remember that.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
but I have not yet found a game. I'm now all the way back to Martins' first season with Olympiakos, and I have not yet found a game. I found a couple games with no corners, but I have not yet found a game where we didn't have a single shot on target.
Unreal. Well, guys, we have a comment from Taki Thronopoulos. Fixed, guys. There is no other explanation. Are we really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, actually, hold on. There's 2 comments here.
Yeah, bring up some more comments, Adi.
One
We're
which
getting a
I
lot of
also thought
comments.
was really important. So this first one, I just want to address real quick. Thomas Sa, I agree with Adi. However, we have to keep in mind that there were no options for players to pass to. The problem today was the plan, not the players. And yes, I 100% agree as well. The static movement that we've seen on the field has been a problem all season. What happened, even to the last year, the pass and move? Last year, we were missing a lot of the overlapping runs, which was our complaint. And we got upset that all of our movement was going through the middle because Rafinha wouldn't overlap and Jose Holebas could only overlap once or twice a game. This year, it's, okay, we get some overlaps, but where's the other off-ball movement? What happened? What happened to people presenting themselves? And that, to me, is a system issue because we've seen this team do it before. They used to. So unless all the players just forgot that they're not supposed to stand and watch around when the ball's moving, the only other explanation to me is that it's not being worked on in training, and there's other things being worked on in training. Now, following that up, there's a great comment here from Stefanos Ayanidis. Pedro was scared of losing today. The system was set up to play for the 0-0 from the beginning. On top of that, the players played a collective goose egg to the point where we were actually outplayed most of the match. I was thinking about this actually when in the middle of the second half because we were sitting so deep. And I know that the setup was 3-4-3, but if you guys saw, it wasn't like a high press 3-4-3 that we saw when we first employed it and our wingbacks were staying high up the pitch. They were back. We had 5 defenders sitting deep. Now, I understand completely in a derby game, right? Okay, especially in a away derby game, that you play with a modicum of respect. But this is a Panathinaikos team that ate 3 from Volos. I get that you show respect, but there's another thing when you play without any archidia at all. And that's what it was. We sat back. Forget the fact that we couldn't complete a pass. We just didn't do shit. And we didn't play like we wanted to.
Yeah, Adi, I agree with you. I don't know. The team is just so bad. It's so bad. I think it's just what can you say, guys? We've known this the whole season. If the league was just slightly better, I think we would be in disaster, and I think Martins would be getting ready to be gone already. Personally, I think it's time to go. I wouldn't offer him a new contract. I tell him to leave. I tell him this is it. Because I already know what's going to happen. He's going to lose in the cup. We're going to lose in Atalanta. We're going to win the league. But he's going to lose in the cup. He's going to choke. He's a choke artist in the big games, in the cup. He always chokes in the cup. And he'll do it again. I just think Pedro Martins lacks ideas, and he's not the man who's going to change things this time around. I think the 5-2-3 was a complete joke, and we talk about the players playing well, but the players haven't played this system in how many months, and most of these players haven't played this system together either. I'm trying to think about it. When was the last time we played that? I just think it's bad. I think a whole lot of players have to leave this summer. I think that's clear. And I think a lot of players are not very good. Really, the only players I think showed up today were, I know Manolas didn't make many great passes. I thought he was good tonight, though. I thought Socrates was good tonight. Vaclik did solid. And I know Jan Envia didn't have his best game, but I think he's fantastic. I thought he was decent tonight. There was no options for him. I think he was trying. He was cutting off passes. And I think that was about it, to be honest with you. I really don't know what to say. This team, looking by the transfer market, it's January 16th, and they signed a kid from Paris. Is he going to solve the creativity issues in the midfield? I don't think so. They're not seriously looking for options in the market. What are you going to do? The subs make no sense. Martins, I think, has just lost the plot. Karbovnik coming on. I like Karbovnik, but coming on was a joke. Sticking with this 5-3-2 until the 5-2-3 until the end was a joke. I think it's over. I think I hope the bags are packed and he's gone this summer. I just hope he's gone. This team needs a new identity. It needs a new coach because I think Pedro Martins is done. I can't wait for this season to be over. We're going to go get pumped in Atalanta. I hope he holds on to the championship and we can win the league. I expect him to lose in the cup like usual, but that's what we can expect. I think we can't repeat what we did with Takis Lemonis. We have to hold on to Martins to win the league, and then we got to tell him to fuck off. I think that's it. Signing him to another year would be a disgrace and be an embarrassment. I think it's time for him to go. I think just let him finish off and win the league. That's it.
Hi, Costa.
Welcome.
Nice of you to join us. You came in at a very nice time. What have you got to say? I'm sure you've got a few things to get off your chest after the game.
Well, before we start saying fuck off to Pedro Martins, I think, let's calm down a little bit. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you always get your regular Olympiakos updates. We go live after matches. We organize preview shows with special guests. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell. Okay, real talk.
Shameless plug.
No, but seriously.
Also,
seriously.
Costa, real quick, when was the last time Olympiakos has not had a shot on target or had a corner in Greece, do you think, in a Greek league game? When do you think?
Look, I'm with you. Let me start by saying this. I expected this was going to be a hard game, but that one way or another, we would win it. A moment of individual brilliance. I was never, ever expecting us to play good football today. But I thought that individually we have enough quality in that team for somebody to do something to, get us the win one way or another. I think the way that the team was set up today was wrong. Is the mentality of a coach that doesn't know or that's lost the plot. Why do you go and play against the Panathinaikos side that lost 3-1 last week to Volos? Why do you go and play with 3 at the back? Why don't you play a 4-2-3-1 with a creative player behind your striker? Tiquinho and El Arabi are struggling so much. They're struggling even when they have that creative support, which we've barely had all year, because the only times that we've scored goals this year is when we've been countering or when we've pressed high up the field with Agibu and stolen the ball. No Agibu, no party. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm really not sure we're going to make a win in January, guys. We've got Panathinaikos in the cup on Wednesday. We've got Bas at home next Sunday, and we've got PAOK away. I will not be surprised. I will not. Yeah. I'm on a roll.
No. Go.
I will not be surprised if we do not make a win in January. The performance today, there are really just no words for it. It's like woeful, lackluster. There's a bit of passion in the first kind of 15-20 minutes, which normally in a derby, even like the great derbies that we remember like years ago, there was, the first 20-25 minutes is normally us and them kicking each other, and the blood kind of just rising up in the players, the fans and everything. But this is not Olympiakos. And to Lambro's point, 0 shots on target in 90 minutes. So that's what you've got to prove away from home, and 0 corners, like nothing, no penetration. We are lucky our opponents are worse than us. Let's be clear on that, because they're the reason we're winning the league this year. We're going to win the league this year, but we're not going to win it because we're good. We're going to win it because everyone else is utter shit. The low level of domestic opponents in our league has led our team and the entire surrounding ecosystem to a false sense of security and superiority. We will win the league again, I repeat. And I feel sick saying that, but today was woeful. That's what I got.
Yeah, well said, Costa. I agree with you. The only reason I didn't mean to cut you off, but what I was gonna say is I'm glad you brought up the PAOK game, because I did want to say that eventually we go to Tumba in 2 weeks, and I do not see us winning that game. I would I don't know what I would do if we win. I would there's no chance in my mind we beat PAOK and Tumba. If we draw, I will be happy. But I think, we could very easily go the entire month of January without winning a single match, which for Olympiakos is just unacceptable. We have a bunch of messages coming in the chat here. I'll just throw a few up, and you guys feel free to highlight some ones you like as well. We have Fetanos here says, did you guys see Ronnie fighting with, I think, Madi in the first half after his shot, which was our only shot of the entire game that he blew over target? Seems like there's a bit of frustration between the players. Locker room lost. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's difficult to play in this team at this point. I'm sure they're not having a lot of fun. So it just seems like things are getting very bad, and maybe some issues off the pitch between the players personally could be behind that as well. What do you guys think?
When it comes to when you lose the locker room, right? I've personally been in locker rooms that were lost and complete shit. And I promise you there will be a lot more consistency in on the field issues if the locker room is really lost. This is, if it continues to happen, it's something that's going to concern me. But the team hasn't been playing well. This is now 2 draws, right? So we haven't really started off the new year very well, and it's frustrating. And I guarantee that the players were also probably a bit on edge, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Panathinaikos speak to them before the derby?
Yep,
So
he did.
There's probably, I imagine everybody has been stressed, and when you're not playing well, like especially people that want to win and are, what's the word I'm looking for, like high competitors, it doesn't sit well with them, and everybody gets moody. That's just the nature of things. I don't believe that it's necessarily a lost locker room yet. If we continue to see on-field outbursts like this and a lack of control, then I'll begin to believe it. But there's another comment here that I think we should address. Stefanos Boubouris, we're 9 points ahead of PAOK. Relax. In the beginning of the season, or I should say the first half of the season, we talked about how a lot of what we were doing, a lot of our play was not sustainable. You can't rely on production and getting goals and opportunities off of individual brilliance or capitalizing off the half mistake here and there. And we've done that in the first half of the season. Largely, that's how we scored. Wonder goals from Agi Bukamara off of corner kicks, or wonder goals from whoever outside of the box. Now it's not happening. And we rode that. And now we've had 2 games in a row where we didn't have it and we're not scoring. So a 3-game lead, a 9-point lead, when the teams behind us are getting 12 penalties in how many games, or winning their games, however they're winning them, it's not a safe lead. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, a 9-point lead is so not safe. I don't know, like not even close. Like,
guys, I lost to Panathinaikos today, 2-1.
Yeah.
After going 1-0 up, right? PAOK are winning their games with penalties every week.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but I just do not want to believe that I'm living in a world where we don't win the league this year. And I said it before, it's not because we're way better. It's because everyone else is far, far worse than we are. And I'm seeing all the comments in the chat, like, relax, we're 9 points ahead of PAOK, etc. It's not, I don't give a shit about PAOK, whatever. Like I said, we're going to win the league. Is what I'm seeing on the pitch. This is not Olympiakos. This is, and this is where I, to an extent, agree with Lambro about the coach, is that he's lost the plot, man. It's like, it's so clear that this team is lacking any creativity, any penetration, any kind of play through the middle. It's just pass the ball out to the wings and hit and hope without any players in the box. There's no plan. I've said it 100 times, and I've defended the coach that preseason was a bloody disaster with what happens with COVID, that he couldn't gel a team together. He starts preseason 4-4-2. Tiquinho gets injured. Fortunis gets injured. what's my creative piece? Agibo Kamara comes out of nowhere, basically becomes our player of the season with Pap Cisse. Now he's gone. And now we see there's no creativity against Apollonas, no creativity against Panathinaikos. And on that preseason piece and the fact that he didn't gel a team together, I defend the coach. What I can't stand, though, what I don't understand about what he's doing is his game management is why do you change to a 4-4-2 system at halftime when 4-4-2 hasn't worked for you in any game? You know, okay, it's different when you go to a 4-4-2 in the 80th minute and you bring a striker on looking for a goal at 0-0. Yeah, against Fener when he brought Tiquinho on, fine. But when has 4-4-2 worked for him? What, you don't have to be a tactician or even know a lot about football to understand that you need to bring something creative on at halftime. Who's going to give Velarabi the ball? Who's going to give Tiquinho the ball? They need the ball in the box. Who was doing that today? That's what I don't understand, and that's why I'm more and more coming to this. Like, I want something fresh at the end of the season. Again, I've said it before. I can't wait for this season to be over.
Yeah, I am in agreement. We also have a
don't worry, it's going to be Groundhog Day as well. Martin's going to get the new contract according to the propaganda. So sounds good to me. We're going to go for another year of this shit. Woo! Let's go, everyone. You excited? No signings. We need a midfielder badly. We signed a 20-year-old from Paris who's going to play on the B team. Let's go, everyone. We're going again. Are we not excited? No one's excited? No? Nothing?
Quick comment here before
Fuck's sake.
Peter gets into our sponsorship ad read. From John Tabukas, talk about our XG 0.02. That's what it's going to be. Fucking garbage. Peter, I think you have that's what it's going to be. I haven't seen it yet. I'm just guessing. It's probably going to be 0.02.
Well,
100%.
guys, you know what's a lot better than talking about how shit Olympiakos are? Talking about balls and not footballs, okay? Balls. It's the elephant in the room is that we have a very male audience and we're marketing to that. So we just have a quick message for you and then we'll get back to the discussion about the game. Support for Gate 7 International is brought to you by MANSCAPED. It's the new year, folks. Olympiakos have made their New Year's resolution of shaving goals away from their team and having a clean slate of no goals in their games. You can make the New Year's resolution of having no hair on your crotch with the help of the MANSCAPED Performance Package 4.0. The Performance Package 4.0 is headlined by the lawnmower, which I have right here. It's a beautiful machine. Notice it even has an LED light that allows you to see your path and pave the way. It provides a nice, close, tight, and efficient shave with technology that is optimized to minimize the amount of times you cut yourself. They've thought about this. They've innovated it. It's a beautiful product. I genuinely, maybe this is too much information, but I genuinely use it. I used it yesterday. It gets the job done. But that's not all that Manscaped offers to you, folks, because if you want the full performance, you need the full performance package. And that involves these two beautiful bottles of goodness here. We've got the Crop Reviver Ball Toner. I don't know if you can see that, but it says Ball Toner on it. You give yourself a little rub of that down south, and it gives you nice, refreshing rejuvenation to the skin. And then we have anti-chafing crop preserver ball deodorant. Now, this stuff is going to keep you smelling nice and good. It's a section of your body that gets very sweaty, so this is important. And that's not all. If you buy the lawnmower, this is one thing that I like. It comes with these little bonus comb thingies, so you can give yourself a fade if you want. You can give like a little fade. Get a little creative with the styling.
Peter, I think you're using too much of that free product,
Anyway, folks, I'm going to wrap it up because that was a very long ad read. But if there's one thing that you want to change about yourself in the new year, make it your hygiene. Down low. It's very important. And Manscaped is the #1 way to do that. We have a promo code, G7INTL. If you go to manscaped.com, use our promo code, you get 20% off and free shipping on everything, including all the stuff from the Performance Pack 4.0. So head on over there right now, folks. Get the top drawer stuff that you need to keep your stuff top drawer. Thank you, guys. Let's get back into the game.
Beautiful. That was beautiful, Peter. I think we all needed that, whatever the hell that was. So getting back to the situation at hand, I don't even know what to say after that goddamn ad read. That was so good.
Well,
Shit.
before we get back into the game, let's just say once again, we've had a couple people rolling in late. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to click the subscribe button, guys. It really helps us out, and it's completely free. You can unsubscribe whenever you want. But if you click subscribe now, you'll be able to know whenever we post a video or go live ever. And obviously, we've got a lot of stuff coming out. We've got all sorts of new content coming in. So the subscribe button is right there, folks. It's completely free. It's just one click. And if you do it, it helps us out quite a bit. So back into the chat. Because we do have a few messages coming in, and some of them are not about the ad read. So we have Panos Agelakis is the most recent one I see here. So I'm just going to bring that up. It's time for a change. Like the year when we bring Guilherme, Valbuena, El Arabi, Podence, Semedo, Sa. To be fair, that was 2 years. But this was a family. Now it's so mixed and terrible. We need years to grow a team. We mix every 6 months. So many different players. It's not possible. And the players have to fight for this club and history. So I think it's difficult because I hear a lot of people say we cannot get rid of Martins because the replacement will not be as good. It's going to be hard to find a manager who's done what Martins has done for the club. So we should just hang on to him. For me, you can say the same thing about the players because as Panos's post indicates, we've had a lot of trouble replacing our players. Chimikas leaves, and obviously Chimikas is a one-of-a-kind talent, but we have nothing to replace him. Podence leaves. We've not had a winger with the creative ability that he has since he left. Fortunis, he hasn't left, but he's got injured. And we struggle to even play the 4-2-3-1 anymore because we miss a player like him and countless other examples. So I think this is a lot easier said than done. The club are trying to bring in new players. They're trying. I think the hard part is getting rid of our own players that nobody wants because they rape underage women. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? I think that's
Ruben Semedo. Let's just say this too. Ruben Semedo needs to fuck off so hard. There was more news about him getting beat up. This guy needs to leave the country. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Go on, Peter.
Oh no, that was about it. I'm just, I get people are frustrated about all sorts of things, but it's not as easy as just, bring in a new squad of players, chop and change everyone. I
don't get the fear of bringing in a new coach. I don't think Pedro Martins really. I think Marco Silva did more with shittier players. I'm going to be honest with you. That's that. I think there's been Olympiakos coaches who are better than Martins. Martins was able to build something and sustain it. And Martins, unlike the other ones, wanted to stick around as well. I think that says a lot. I don't think Martins tactically is as good as, and management wise is as good as some of the other coaches we had. That's just my opinion. The football we're playing now is worse than Paulo Bento. Let's be real honest about that. The football's worse than Besnikasi for me right now as well. Besnikasi fucking sucks, but I don't think he never had a corner or a shot on target against the team. I don't know. Martins, thank you for all the memories, but it's the idea we can't find a better coach than Martins. I really doubt it. I really think it's just not true. I think, and as the prompt says below, is it time to go? It is time to go. But like I said, it's not time to go this season because it will not bring anything. We just need to hold on to the championship, like Costa said. We need to lose in the cup, like Martins does almost every season, and get destroyed in Europe and move on. That's it. But the one thing we can't allow happen is to lose the league because we fire Martins, which I think could happen if we do fire Martins. So he has to stick around to lose us the cup like he usually does because he chokes, and then to lose in Atalanta as well. I have him respect. That's what I'm saying right now. He can finish the season, but let's be honest. Is he going to beat Atalanta? He's not going to beat Atalanta. He's probably going to lose by 4 or 5 goals. He's probably going to choke in the cup like he did last season with the disgraceful performance he put out. And yeah, play shitty football until the end of the season. I think that's about right. Will I be happy to see him go? Yes, but thank you for all the memories. There were some fantastic memories. The first 2 years were great. The last 2 years were tragic, but we move on. The biggest benefit to Martins really has been the complete fall from grace from Greek football teams. But I'll tell you one thing, I think AEK next season is going to be very good with a new stadium. And I slowly have been noticing that Panathinaikos is building up momentum to have the government basically build them a new stadium. Things are changing. It's not always going to be like this. And let Martins go to the Premier League if that's what he wants. I'm happy. Let him sign with anyone who wants him. I thank you for the memories. Thank you for rebuilding the club. But the club's almost back at square one where you took it. I'm going to be real honest with you at that moment. That's my opinion.
So you know, Everton sacked their manager today.
Let him go. If he wants to go to Everton, let him go.
Everton had a Portuguese manager not too long ago. I think he was our manager too.
Marco Silva, right? Yeah.
Marco Silva.
But you know who's doing great this season also in the championship? Marco Silva. He's a good manager. I think he's a much better manager than Pedro. That's my opinion. But
he didn't have the players he had weren't as good as the players we have now on paper.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, I have a question for you guys. So it's kind of like a chicken or egg type of question. So is the reason for what we've seen, is it because Martins has lost the plot entirely, or with the players that have been brought in over the last 2 seasons specifically, has Martins seen in training, in what have you, that what he has cannot do what he could in the first 2 seasons, and therefore has caused a complete adjustment? With the players we have currently, are we capable of playing a high pressure system with high tempo like we did in the first 2 seasons?
Who fucking cares? If Martins said go out there and press and they couldn't do it, it cannot possibly be any worse than what we saw today. Right?
I agree.
I'm just wondering if that's why all of a sudden we've seen this regression, like this super conservative approach.
Sure, that's fair, but we've seen this for 4 months. So why didn't Martins just be like, I thought they couldn't press, but turns out they can't do anything because they're shit footballers. So I'll just tell them to press and we'll fucking hope for the best. That's kind of my.
I said it earlier. When Agib was in the team, things happen because he can press, and that's the only time we play 4-2-3-1 this season is when Agib was in the team.
Also, can I say something? Yeah, Costa, the team has been constructed by an absolute moron. Who built this team? The wingers are shit. The midfield doesn't work together. The fullbacks are shit. We've been looking for a fullback for 3 years, 2.5 years. Do I need to read a freaking article from Todeka GR about how brilliant everything is? I'm going to say something real quick for everyone out there. There's a lot of bullshit in the media about the signings, about the business Olympiakos is doing, and I'm just going to say it straight. The signings are not going great. This team is not on a good drum. The signing of Fandinga is a good start, but you know what?
He's long-term. That's not a fix for anything.
This team is not a modern European football team. I'm just going to say it straight. This team is not a team that is serious about doing things in Europe, a team that's serious about making progress. It's clear. I would say Martins doesn't have that mentality. Martins is a short-term thinker at the moment, wanting results over any sort of development of the club and the team. And that's where the team's broken. There's no long-term vision. It's always, we need to get the result. We need to get the result. We need to get the result. And there's no development. And the transfers show that as well. Instead of developing of Rusai, you bring in shit players from Arabia. Like, it's not good enough. And the way Martins has treated some players is really poor. Really, really poor. Like, I see people bringing it in here. Koutris and Yannis Masouras. I don't know about Yannis Masouras, but the treatment of Koutris was a disgrace by the club. You want to hear more treatment by the club? Dimitris Pinakas has been completely mistreated by the club because he didn't want to come, because they were going to throw him in the second team after having an amazing season. The club, I think, takes a lot of blame. And maybe that's not going to be popular for me to say. Maybe that's not great for me to say for all involved. But the club is just, it's not a serious football team. When Panathinaikos blew up this team 2 years ago after Besnikasi, we saw steps that made us think, okay, maybe this thing's turning around. But this team has regressed back to a team of just Balkan-style football. Just get this player here, get the result there, and there's no vision. And it's clear the team is just poor. It's poor. It's really poor. The development is poor. It's really bad. It's really bad at the moment. And the only thing saving this club right now, again, Costa said it, is how shit everyone else is and how poor the infrastructure of the rest of the league is. Because Olympiakos' level right now is really poor. I think this team would get relegated easily in England. It would get relegated in almost every single top 5 league, I would say. It got destroyed by Frankfurt. Frankfurt is barely a football team in the Bundesliga this season, and they look 10 levels higher than us. I think that shows you the state of Olympiakos right now, and it's sad to say, but that's the state of the club.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it, Lambro, and Costa said it earlier, but we're really being, in a way, I think the phrase Costa said is false sense of security with respect to how bad the other teams are. We're sort of being led to believe that because we win the trophy, it's fine and we're okay. And I think the players know that. I think the players know that they can come out and do this and win the league still every single day, and they have done. And at the end of the day as well, it has to be said that we can lose to Atalanta in Europe, and people won't be disappointed. Well, I mean, obviously it might depend on the way we play, but like, it's not the expectation to beat Atalanta, a team that have been in the Champions League the last few years and are very exciting and competitive. And so right now with the players, it's just so easy for them to like, they're not really motivated at all. And so it is,
and yeah,
we're
Peter,
being helped, but we're also being hurt by it, is what I would say.
And one of the biggest problems I say also is the situation in Greece. I'm half Dutch, so I pay attention. If a team played like this in the Netherlands, one of the top 3, the reporter would say, you played like shit. Do you think you deserve to be fired? You have performed terribly. That is the type of question that will be asked. In Greece, that's non-existent. If someone asked Pedro Martins, you've been playing like shit and you play poorly or the players suck, they would never be allowed back in the press conference. And that's a big problem. No one is questioning Pedro Martins. Go read what they asked him after the game. Oh, you got the result, but was the performance a little off? Are you kidding me? Is this real journalism? Is this a joke? Will someone go up there and ask him a real question? Will someone ask the players a real question? Does anyone have the balls to do it? I don't think so. That's a big problem too. There's no self-criticism. There's no criticism. Everything's great. No one asks questions. No one can ask Pedro Martins, why do we play like shit? Like, is it that hard? I don't know. It's frustrating, and maybe someone needs to ask that question. Why does no one ask any hard questions of the coach or the players? No one ever. I wonder why. That's it. That's all I got to say as well. It's a joke.
You're right. And, some people in the comments are rightfully saying who the media is controlled by. In different cases, different people. We don't need to go into detail. But, I mean, no, sorry. I lost my track of thought. I'll come back to it. Go.
Yeah, fair. But the biggest thing is self-criticism and looking within. And that does not happen at Olympiakos. No one Did you guys see what happened in Nottingham Forest when results were going to shit and all of that? And what's happening now at Nottingham Forest? The fans turned on the team. The media in England turned on the team, and they cleared out the boardroom and brought in a new coach, brought in a new scout, a new head of director. Could that ever happen at Olympiakos? What if someone wrote an article, the management has been shit, the team construction is poor, and the team plays like shit? And what would happen to them? I don't know what would happen to them. I don't know.
What I wanted to say is that we have seen many times before how quickly the media, public opinion can turn in Greece. Not just in sport, I'm talking in general. We know what it's like in Greece. Μια μέρα είσαι θεός, την επόμενη είσαι για το beep. So we know it can change very quickly. I don't know whoever listens to the radio daily after the Apollon result last week, they're not being at that level of criticism that Lambro is talking about, but people are starting to ask those questions now. You know, what is Pedro Martins doing? Why is he insisting on certain things? Γιατί έχει το ένα κόλλημα, γιατί έχει το άλλο, γιατί κάνει αυτό, γιατί δεν κάνει εκείνο. Why does he play this system? Why does he doesn't play that? So it starts, and believe you me, there's a reason also why the Olympiakos journalists are coming out on the radio and they're saying January is going to be an incredibly difficult month. Look at that fixture list. And it can change very quickly, guys. They said that Martins' manager was supposed to come to Athens this week. Have we heard anything? So it's one of those things. They just toss it out in the media, say, yeah, his manager's coming over, everything's fine. But honestly, Costas Lianos dropped that in the chat earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if Everton came knocking. And things can change very quickly in the next few weeks, I believe. I'm not coming out as some prophet or making prediction or anything. Things can change very quickly. I think we all agree on one thing, is that see out the season. If he doesn't go in January, see out the season, win the league, and then we go from there.
Would you guys take Rafa Benitez?
Of
Fuck
course.
no.
I would take
No.
Rafa Benitez. Why not?
No,
Screw it.
absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I didn't.
Do you know
think
who
so.
I want? I want a Dutch manager to come in, but I don't think it's going to happen.
JVS. He's
John
done.
Van Schip's available.
Jesus Christ.
can get
Ronald
him.
Koeman I would take. Is that bad?
That's a take, Lambro. Get out of here.
Louis van
man.
Gaal, is he available? Louis van Gaal, is he available? In the like wheelchair? Did
Louis
you see
van
him
Gaal's
driving the
available.
cart because he hurt his back? Before? Never mind.
Honestly, guys, it's like tough to follow the conversation because all I'm thinking of is how bad we're gonna be sodomized by Atalanta. That's all I'm thinking about.
It's going to be so bad.
Guys,
Like, that's all I can think about right now. I'm so worried. I'm so worried for that.
I'm so scared.
Guys, I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Atalanta. We should probably worry about PAOK. I hate to say it. I think we should be very worried about PAOK because, you know, they're not going to beat us 6-0, hopefully. But like, our at least the four of us, our DMs after we lose to PAOK, not nice. Just saying.
Guys,
Twitter after we lose to PAOK, not nice. It's not going to be fun.
One game at a time, guys. We've got
Yeah,
Panathinaikos
exactly.
in the
One
cup.
game at a time. Who's midweek? Panathinaikos?
Panathinaikos on
cup
Wednesday.
tie.
Yeah, it's on Wednesday. It's at 3:00 local time.
Is that
in
at
Greece.
home or is that away?
At home, I believe. Yeah, let me check.
Okay. Oh no. We'll see. So depressing,
Away.
guys. So depressing.
Away.
So depressing. So depressing.
think-
I don't know.
I think it's fair to say there's no coach's grade, no man of the match today.
You know, it's a shame. You know, we do these really nice graphics like after a game, play ratings and whatnot.
I
And,
know.
like, I don't even feel like doing it today. I don't even know what to write. It's like, meh. I could just literally do one and write
Meh,
rating.
5.
Meh.
5.
Meh.
Honestly,
Honestly,
I'm down. I'm actually down. Maybe like a
It's-
5.5 for Vatslik because he didn't let any goals in. But like,
I'm trying to so this is the crazy thing. Like I'm struggling to watch this team. I don't know. Maybe this is another. I'm struggling so hard to be excited to follow the team, and I don't know what's changed. Like, it's just so difficult because you just don't feel like the players are giving it. You don't feel like the manager's giving it. You don't feel like anyone cares. And I don't know. It's just difficult. Even when Martins came in or with Beznikasi, there was hope. Like, things could change. Right now, it just seems like we're riding it out until the summer, which I think we should do. And that's it.
Well, Lambro, in the end, it's entertainment for us, right? And when you're not being entertained by the product that's in front of you, then it's like you're doing something you're not enjoying as much.
Exactly.
And it's fair to say, like, the product isn't good. It's not as good as it was. So therefore it's less enjoyable and you're less likely to want to do that. If you have a video game that you don't like playing, it's not entertaining. Do you keep playing it? No, unless you have a certain level of masochism, or you're like me and I have to finish the game. Like, I have a problem. I can't just leave a game unbeaten. Like, I could hate it. It could be the worst game in the world, but if I started it and like I know some detail or at least enough detail, I have to finish it out. That's like, guys, I'm the only type of person that will do that.
Guys, we just know what's going to happen every time. It's that simple. Me as a scientist, the way my brain works is like, you gather evidence and you use that evidence to revise your predictions and to make predictions. And we say it all the time, but every game is the same, guys. Every game is the same. And the only thing that's different now is today, as Costa sort of mentioned, in a way, today we didn't have Agibu Kamara. And it seems like without Agibu Kamara in the 18th minute scoring from the top of the penalty box on a volley from a set piece, the 18th minute Agibu Kamara goal didn't come today. And as a result, we didn't score any goals. So instead of 1-0 Agibu Kamara goal, it was 0-0. And we know what's going to happen every time. We're going to sit. We're going to go up for the game. We're going to watch. It's going to be shit. And Martins is going to not make the changes we want, if any changes at all. And it's just like, it's hard to be entertained when it's like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to waste 2 hours of my life. And I know exactly what's going to happen. I could go do whatever for 2 hours and have the same level of knowledge about the game. But so anyway, guys, like, it's
last thing, Peter, can I add something? Does the lack of transfer movement show you what the club is thinking about Martins, Atalanta, and the team past this moving into the summer? Does the lack of movement on transfers to help and freshen the squad say what they think of Martins? I don't know.
No, I didn't expect there to be movement. First of all, we have less money coming in from Europe, and there's a very low likelihood that we progress. As a president, I wouldn't put more money out. Why would I dump more money if I know I'm not going to get anything out of it? I expected that, to be honest. But that's just me personally.
I'm personally not a huge fan of making big moves in January anyway. I think you can make some corrections, but realistically,
we need a creative midfielder so bad, and it's just like, where Grenier is the only name that comes to my mind on a free to come in and just give you 6 months to a year, but
again, but that would basically be negating the reason why we re-signed Valbuena in the summer.
I don't know why they didn't. They re-signed.
That's probably the reason why they're not signing Grenier, Lambro, because it shows they fucked up. So why did they re-sign him in the summer? And I'm going to say it again. I love saying it. Nikolakopoulos was going out on the radio saying, "Oh, why did we sign him? Oh, we re-signed him so that he can sing songs when we win the league at the end of the year." So I don't even find that funny. Like, I don't find that funny. Are we a joke? Like, are we a joke? I don't think
retirement home. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it's disappointing.
Well, guys,
can we try and end
on all we've got?
Can we try and end on something positive? Is there anything positive that we can
Costas
find?
Manolas look good tonight. I'm going to say kept the clean sheet.
Being 20% off if you use the discount code is pretty damn positive to me. You being able to click subscribe to our channel is also quite positive.
It's also positive when you see young talent from really big academies getting sniped over here. 2 of the kids that are coming over, the Real Madrid and PSG product. The PSG product I looked at. I have a deep dive ready that'll probably come out sometime this week. And he looks pretty good, all things considered. So there's a silver lining that at least there's some type of long-term vision. And this club is getting pretty good at grabbing, especially some of these French talents that are coming out. Yeah. So maybe there's one thing.
Yeah. Tiquinho did have a nice new haircut. He was looking good on the pitch, to be fair.
If I see another picture of somebody at Pavlos the barber's head shop, I'm going to...
Yes, they all take the selfies at the barbershop. It's like, for fuck's sake, stop getting so many haircuts, you idiots. Didn't Henry teach you already? This is not good. Like,
he doesn't go to Pavlos the barbershop. He goes to
Turkey, man. Pavlos is not good enough for him. Anyways, guys, that's about all that we're going to have for today. As Adi said, we do have the deep dive. We didn't want to do it today because we're already getting close to an hour, but Adi's going to record that and upload it to our channel sometime next week. We're going to make you subscribe to find out when, rather than telling you when. So you know the drill, folks. If you enjoyed today's stream as hard as it was to, stomach the result today, be sure to leave a like, comment, and tell us what you thought about the game. And most of all, make sure to share with your friends who support Olympiakos to make sure that our message continues to connect the network of Olympiakos fans across the world. Until next time, guys, we'll be back again. As bad as the team is, we'll always be here for you. Thank you so much for watching, as always, especially if you've made it this far. See you next time.
You just listened to an episode of the Gate 7 International Podcast, a podcast connecting Olympiakos fans from Brussels to Tokyo, from Toronto to Geneva. We are 4 Olympiakos fans from every corner of the world, bringing you news and interviews of the team you love in English. With new episodes twice a week, you will never miss out on the latest updates and stories of the team you love. If you liked what you heard, make sure to follow us on social media at Gate7INTL. Give us a subscribe on YouTube or even leave a review on all our podcast channels. Until next time, this is our team, our city and our story. Θρύλος είσαι. Στο μυαλό κάτι μαγικό.